Oh, hey guys, welcome back to Buff's Garage. As you can tell, I'm still not in the garage, but I'm out at another hidden honey hole where we started working on a 77 Caprice Classic and ran into seized engine issue. So now we're gonna move over to the 63 Oldsmobile Wagon, nicknamed Rhonda. This engine is not gonna be the one that we get running again. Instead, we're gonna go back here to this black car, which hasn't got a name yet, but it's got the engine to put in this one. So we're gonna go back here and see if we can't get that car running, and if we can get it running, drop it into here and see if we can't get Rhonda back on the road. We'll go ahead and get a up-close view of Rhonda and her slightly open valve cover there. Definitely think that engine's not going to be turning over anytime soon. But Rhonda is an Oldsmobile Dynamic 88 station wagon. But still, I mean, if you look at my 63 Grand Prix, the dash is so similar. Just beautiful old cars. Now, Rhonda's got natural air conditioning, little weight reduction over there. But the plan is to not only fix that, but there's some pristine interior in this car over here and this car over here. But this car is going to have an engine that hopefully we can make run. This Oldsmobile has had the oil changed and did turn over at one point in time, but that's as far as he got. So he never did get it to fire. So what we're going to do is dig into here and see if we can't get this engine running again. Underneath the hood is an Oldsmobile 394 Rocket 88 engine. And with that, these things got tremendous amount of horsepower and torque straight from the factory. So what we're going to try to do is revive this engine, bring it back to life, and in the process, maybe do a little refresh, throw some paint on it, and then drop it into Rhonda. So let's get started. All right, the likelihood of this turning over is not great, but I'm going to try it. All right, we threw some makeshift power here. Gosh, I just love these old cars. So with the key, we do have power. Got the big sweeping speedometer. Somebody's added a little aftermarket gauge set. Missing the radio in here. I actually have one in my 63, but it's not coming out. And this one doesn't have the 63 style heater controls, where it looks just like a radio, but it's very similar. So it will, you hear the solenoid kick, but it won't turn over, and that's because our engine is likely locked up. It's a Super 88 Holiday. Got the clock over here, the blue interior. Seat's in pretty good shape, actually. I really like it. And it smells like an old car. Okay, so it does something, which is better than nothing. So let's see what else we need to do here. You know what they say, where there's a little bit, there could be a lot. Part of it could be bad connection. Let's try that. So we know we got power to the stuff, but starter isn't turning for whatever reason. So we'll investigate that, make sure the actual engine turns over, and go from there. All right, first things being first, we're gonna get a socket on here and see if the engine will turn over. We don't want to recreate what happened last time. Not a good sign. That's a negative. It's locked up. So my main goal will be to figure out how we can get this engine turning again without completely disassembling it. Yeah. Guess we do what we did before and peel it apart and see what's going on. So we went ahead and put a breaker bar on the bolt down here on the crank, and nothing happened. So now we're going to kind of get in here and see what is what. There's somebody's taken this apart already, so we've got, you know, all these different bolts laying around that we don't know what they go to. I'm pretty sure these are fan blade. Yep. Try to keep those together. Telling you, people, keep track of your bolts. All right, so let's see. We may have to do a carb plugger 3000, maybe vacuum this one too. And by vacuum, I mean we're going to get the leaf blower. Be right back. Carb plugger. There we go. Right way or wrong way, it worked. It's much cleaner than it was. So now we're going to kind of dive right in here and see what we're working with. Do we have oil? Why, yes, there is oil. It's a good sign. So with the valve cover off, you can see it's not completely seized up. Got some oil in there. It's a good sign. So where are we froze up at? That's where we got to figure it out. Well, that's good news. This carb is not froze up. So that'll help quite a bit. Looks like I'm gonna have to pull this bracket out of the way for the power steering pump to get to valve cover. Went in and pulled all of our spark plugs and they are rusty. So what I understand is the car wasn't underwater, but there was water in this engine. It was blown out, new oil added, but obviously it's still seized up. So we'll start pulling all this apart. See if we can't sauce this one up, get it freed up, and hopefully running. All right, this side looks a little rustier than that side. Yep, it definitely had some moisture in here. Wonder if we can't free it up. Secret sauce time. Yeah, my shadow's in the way, but this side's got a little bit of rust compared to the other side. So we'll just go ahead and juice all this up, and hopefully it'll free up on its own. And by getting all that sauce in there, that'll work its way down, hopefully free up whatever's hung up in the engine. Let's go ahead and shake up the sauce. Go ahead and hit these areas that we know have some rust. There we go, that's the right one. Guess that should go the other way. The other left. You know what I've always wondered? I wonder what kind of car Mr. Rogers drove. You know, he's, so proper with his sweater on, and can you just imagine him being in like a nice hot rod Challenger, driving through the neighborhood, and then he's flying down Sesame Street, pulling Brodies and J-turns, and slams into Oscar the Grouch's trash can. Yeah. You kidding me? I don't need that one off. I need this one off. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Yeah, that's toast. Won't need another one of those for later. Excuse me, plug wire. Just for fun, let's shoot a little juice down. All right, now we've got this thing filled up, and we're gonna just let it soak. Hopefully chemistry does its thing and starts loosening stuff up, and we can get this thing turning over again. One more step. So we got her all sauced up. We got everything kind of buttoned back up, and we're gonna just let her sit and marinate. It's unfortunate we couldn't get her to turn over at this point, but time and chemistry will help us get this engine freed back up. And with that, we're gonna get this engine in Rhonda and get her back on the road. So the next thing we're gonna do out here, I really wanted to get you guys a video of something running, and it just didn't work out. But that's what happens when these cars have been sitting outside for a long time. The Caprice was flooded clear up to the roof, so the likelihood of that thing running was pretty low. And here we are with Rhonda's donor transplant engine here. It's got good oil, and it was turning over at one point in time. Electrical's good, the starter wants to do something, but at the end of the day, it's got some kind of buildup on the inside that has allowed it to no longer turn over. Put a breaker bar on it, didn't do any good, and so that's where we're at. So stay tuned. There's more to come on Buff's Garage, and thank you for watching.